Welcome to Cuphead Secret Phase Edition. In this guide, I'll show you every secret phase that you can activate against each boss, and explain how to do it on expert difficulty. We'll be taking on the Root Pack, Dijimmi the Great, Sally Stageplay, the Howling Aces, and I'll even show you how to activate the secret angel and demon fight in the graveyard.
Real high-class bout. Here goes.
We're going in order, but if you're looking for a specific boss, timestamps are in the description as normal. Now when it comes to the Root Pack, you're going to fight the potato as normal. Once you get to the onion, all you gotta do is not attack her. After a bit, she stops being scared. And then a radish will pop out of the ground in her place. But now you'll need to fight him while fighting the carrot. The radish can be knocked out as well before the carrot if you want. It will make the fight normal again. The radish basically works like the umbrella in Sally Stageplay's final phase. Alright, now with the Root Pack taken care of, we can take on Dijimmi the Great. For Dijimmi, there's 3 phases before the one that matters, which is the puppet phase. So first you start with Dijimmi's loot box. Then you move on to the pillars of many faces. Then you gotta get through the sarcophagus phase. And once you take him out here, you need to go into mini-plane mode. As soon as he finishes his scan, you can go big again. But because he scans you in mini-plane form, the puppet phase is now going to be merged with the giant Dijimmi phase. The puppet will be shrunk down in the mini-form and places itself into the middle of the pyramids that are circling you. As you notice, I'm targeting the puppet hard, and that's because it can be knocked out still. At the point where it's going to start shooting, first puffing out smoke in that direction. Pay attention to the first bullet. If it's parryable, then all alternating bullets will be parryable as well. Otherwise, it's vice versa. Once the puppet's taken down, it becomes a normal fight again, and you just need to defeat Dijimmi as normal. Now we're going to take on Sally Stageplay.
This match will get red hot. Now,
Pretty much the entire fight of this fight is involved in the secret phase in some way. In phase 1, you can either use Crackshot's X move and parry the planet, or parry the hearts whenever she blows you a kiss. What you're trying to do is land on top of the angels on either side of the screen in the top corners. When both are lowered by you standing on them, the chandelier will fall in the background, crushing her husband and activating phase 2. In phase 2, unlike in the normal phase 2, the house they raise a family in is instead turned into a nunnery named after her husband. The difference in this phase is instead of the babies dropping bottles out the windows at you, you've got nuns throwing rulers at you. Once you get past phase 2 is when the real challenge begins. In phase 3, you gotta deal with Sally, but her husband decides to make another appearance, and he ends up adding to the difficulty a little. All of Sally's attacks are the same, but her husband will raise his hand. He has a bunch of grapes in it. Once he does this, their son will run out on stage and push a fireball along the floor at you. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think that this phase has more health than normal when he's involved. But once we defeat this phase, we move on to the final phase. And the only difference here is that instead of Sally's husband and the kids in the background, there's going to be a nun. Now we're on to the Howling Aces. You're going to go through phase 1 as normal, taking out the bulldog. But once you get to where the plane explodes and the pups fly out on jetpacks, this is where you gotta pay attention. I realized while trying to activate the secret phase that the spread shot is probably the best weapon for this. What you're gonna do is target each pup until the smoke turns gray. You can't knock any of them out of the air, or else the secret phase isn't available anymore. You'll have to dodge the letters as normal while controlling the plane. This can be a little tedious since once you get a pup to gray smoke, you want to stop shooting it. Once all the pups get to the point that the gray smoke is coming out, the mothership flies in and swallows them up. This activates the secret phase. In this phase, you no longer have to deal with the lasers or the mom dog flipping the screen around while shooting dog balls at you, but the fire hydrants have returned from the first phase and are flying in from the top of the screen. I sped this up because of how long it lasted. The pups pop out of the pads and the paws, and they throw pineapple grenades at you. If you shoot them, they will blow up and shoot tiny fragments around. Occasionally, one will be parryable. The mom dog also pops out occasionally and summons the fire hydrants. This phase took forever in real time. And I definitely think, just like how in Sally Stageplay's secret phase, that this phase has a whole bunch more health. I believe it's easier than the normal final phase, but due to how much longer it lasts, I feel like it's a lot easier to mess up as well. Alright, now I'm going to explain to you how to unlock the secret boss of Cuphead. You're going to come talk to this ghost, and he gives you the hints that you need to figure out how to activate the graveyard boss. This is the beginning to unlocking the Divine Relic, another guide that I'm working on currently. First thing you need to buy is the Broken Relic from Pork Rinds. Then you're going to walk up beside Pork Rind's shop on aisle 4. And you'll need to keep track of what they say because yours is going to be different than mine. So as you read what they say, you'll also need to keep it in order. First, second, and third place. For me, the first place person is right. Second is up. And third place says right up, meaning the top right. So walking back to the graveyard, we now reference the directions they said from the center stone. So number 1 is right, then up, then right up. Then you can take a little nap and fight the secret boss. If you ever want to fight this boss again in the future but the graveyard isn't lit up, then walk up to the center stone, and if you're using a controller, hold your left and right bumpers. L1 and R1 on PlayStation, LB and RB on Xbox, or Tab and Backspace on PC. This also works for replaying the Mausoleum levels. Now for the fight, there's a few attacks that the Angel and Demon can do. They summon a wall of fire or spit fireballs out of their mouths at you. There's a moving cloud in the center with lightning underneath it that can damage you as well. The unique mechanic is whichever side you are facing directly, as the demon and any attacks from that side can hurt you now, while the angel will always be behind you, and any attacks from that side can no longer hurt you. And with that, you now know how to activate all the secret phases and even the secret boss in Cuphead. I hope this helped and that you enjoyed, and if so, a like would be very much appreciated. If you're interested in more Cuphead content, check out my channel. And like I said earlier, I'm working on a Divine Relic guide, and it'll be followed up with a new challenge series. You've been watching CosmicRespawnGaming, where every respawn is an epic quest.